SCP-1 Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1 is to be contained within a secure facility designated Site Redacted, disguised as a luxury resort mirroring the aesthetic of his former residence at Mar-a-Lago. The facility is equipped with advanced surveillance systems, electromagnetic shielding to prevent external communication, and a self-contained power grid to ensure operational independence. SCP-1 is provided with high-end amenities, including a golf course, gourmet dining, and a simulated office environment resembling the Oval Office, to maintain his compliance and psychological stability. To prevent SCP-1 from suspecting his containment, he is supplied with fabricated news broadcasts, social media feeds, and correspondence that reinforce the illusion of his continued influence over global affairs. All media is generated by an AI system, designated SCP-1 AI, trained to mimic contemporary political discourse and tailored to SCP-1's preferences. Any attempts by SCP-1 to access unfiltered real-world information or communicate externally are to be intercepted and redirected by embedded Foundation agents. Foundation personnel assigned to SCP-1 must undergo rigorous psychological screening to resist potential mimetic influence, see Addendum 1-3. Direct interaction is limited to Level 3 personnel or higher, and all staff are rotated every 6 months to mitigate long-term exposure effects. Armed guards equipped with non-lethal weaponry are stationed throughout the facility, with lethal force authorized only in the event of a containment breach posing an immediate XK-class threat. When deployed for containment of other SCPs, SCP-1 is to be transported in a reinforced containment vehicle accompanied by a Mobile Task Force, MTF, unit, designated MTF Delta 9, Golden Suppressors. During such operations, SCP-1 is to wear a tracking device and be monitored via real-time video feed. Post-deployment, he is to be debriefed with amnestic treatment if necessary to maintain containment integrity. A global disinformation campaign is in place to obscure SCP-1's true status. Foundation agents are embedded in major media outlets, government agencies, and social media platforms to censor or alter references to SCP-1 that risk exposing his anomalous nature. Civilians exhibiting knowledge of SCP-1's properties are to be administered Class A amnestics and monitored for residual effects. Description: SCP-1 is Donald J.Trump, a human male born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York, United States. SCP-1 is a former real estate magnate, television personality, and the 45th President of the United States, serving from January 20, 2017, to January 20, 2021. Physically, SCP-1 appears as a Caucasian male, approximately 6 feet 3 inches tall, with blonde hair, suspected to be a toupee, and a distinctive orange skin tone attributed to cosmetic tanning. SCP-1 is classified as a Type Green reality sink, a rare anomalous entity capable of negating or diminishing the effects of other anomalies within a variable radius, typically ranging from 5 to 50 meters. This suppression effect is passive and does not require conscious activation by SCP-1. The strength and range of the effect correlate with SCP-1's emotional state, with heightened emotions such as anger, confidence, or frustration amplifying the suppression radius and intensity. When an anomalous entity or phenomenon enters SCP-1's area of influence, its properties are weakened, altered, or entirely nullified. For example, entities with regenerative capabilities exhibit reduced healing rates, mimetic hazards lose potency, and reality warping phenomena stabilize. The duration of suppression lasts as long as the anomaly remains within SCP-1's radius, with effects dissipating gradually upon separation. SCP-1's abilities were first documented during the 2016 US presidential election, when Foundation analysts noted a series of statistically improbable events surrounding his campaign, including the neutralization of minor anomalous phenomena at rally sites. Subsequent investigations confirmed his reality sink properties, leading to his containment following the end of his presidency. Despite his anomalous capabilities, SCP-1 exhibits no overt awareness of his effect on other anomalies. Psychological evaluations suggest he attributes his successes and resilience to personal skill, charisma, and luck, rather than supernatural influence. His personality is characterized by high self-confidence, a need for public attention, and a tendency toward hyperbolic speech, traits that complicate containment efforts due to his prior status as a global public figure. SCP-1's containment poses unique challenges due to his political influence and recognition. Traditional confinement methods are insufficient, necessitating a sophisticated simulation to prevent psychological distress or escape attempts. The Foundation maintains strict secrecy regarding SCP-1's status, as public knowledge of his abilities could destabilize political systems or attract attention from groups of interest, GOIs, such as the Chaos Insurgency or the Serpent's Hand. Addendum 1-1, Discovery Log. SCP-1 was identified as a person of interest in November 2016, following his unexpected victory in the US presidential election against predictive models favoring his opponent. Foundation statisticians flagged the event as a potential Hume fluctuation, prompting covert surveillance of SCP-1's activities. The first confirmed instance of SCP-1's anomalous properties occurred on December 12, 2016, during a campaign-style rally in Redacted, Ohio. A localized outbreak of SCP-Redacted, a mimetic entity causing auditory hallucinations, abruptly ceased when SCP-1 arrived on site. Attendees reported a sudden clarity of thought, and SCP-Redacted was later found inert, its anomalous effects suppressed for 72 hours. Subsequent incidents included: January 5, 2017, during a press conference, SCP-1's presence neutralized a thaumaturgical ward placed by an unknown GOI, preventing an assassination attempt via SCP-Redacted. March 22, 2018, at a construction site in Redacted, SCP-1 inadvertently deactivated a spatial anomaly, SCP-Redacted, stabilizing a 100-meter radius of distorted spacetime. Following these events, the Foundation initiated Operation Golden Veil on January 21, 2021, immediately after SCP-1's presidential term ended. A containment team extracted SCP-1 from Mar-a-Lago under the guise of a security briefing, replacing him with a surgically altered double to maintain public continuity. SCP-1 was transported to Site Redacted, where he remains under containment. Addendum 1-2, Test Logs. The following are selected test logs documenting SCP-1's interactions with other SCPs to assess his reality sync capabilities. Test Log 1-1. Date: Redacted Subject, SCP-682, Adaptive Reptilian Entity Procedure. SCP-1 was positioned 10 meters from SCP-682's containment chamber, separated by reinforced glass. SCP-682 was agitated prior to exposure via standard provocation methods. Results: upon SCP-1's approach, SCP-682 ceased aggressive behavior, retreating to the far corner of its chamber. Tissue samples taken during exposure showed a 70% reduction in regenerative capacity. After 45 minutes, SCP-1 was removed, and SCP-682's properties returned to baseline within 12 hours. Analysis: SCP-1's presence significantly weakens SCP-682's adaptability, suggesting potential use in containment breaches. Prolonged exposure risks unpredictable behavioral shifts in SCP-682. Test Log 1-2. Date: Redacted Subject, SCP-096, Shy Guy Procedure. SCP-1 was shown a photograph of SCP-096's face in a controlled environment. Observers monitored SCP-096's reaction via remote feed. Results: SCP-096 exhibited no rage state, remaining passive despite direct observation by SCP-1. When SCP-1 was removed, SCP-096 reacted normally to subsequent viewers. Analysis: SCP-1 suppresses SCP-096's trigger response, offering a novel containment strategy for visually activated anomalies. Further testing is pending O5 approval due to ethical concerns. Test Log 1-3. Date: Redacted Subject, SCP-173, The Sculpture Procedure. SCP-1 was placed in a chamber with SCP-173, with D-Class personnel maintaining line of sight. SCP-1 was instructed to turn away briefly. Results: SCP-173 remains stationary despite lack of observation, resuming normal behavior after SCP-1's departure. Motion sensors detected a 90% reduction in movement speed during exposure. Analysis: SCP-1's reality sync effect overrides SCP-173's quantum properties, potentially simplifying containment protocols. Addendum 1-3, Mimetic effects of communications. SCP-1's written and verbal communications exhibit secondary anomalous properties classified as mimetic hazards. Tweets, speeches, and interviews produced by SCP-1 can induce heightened suggestibility, cognitive dissonance, or fanatical loyalty in exposed individuals. The effect is proportional to the audience's prior disposition toward SCP-1, with neutral or positive subjects showing greater susceptibility. Notable instances include: tweet, date, the greatest economy ever. Post-exposure analysis showed a 15% increase in consumer confidence among readers, despite no corresponding economic data. Speech, date, nobody does it better than me. Audience members reported temporary delusions of SCP-1's omnipotence, lasting 48 hours. To counteract these effects, the Foundation maintains a global monitoring network, Operation Tweetstorm, to intercept and censor SCP-1's communications. Exposed individuals receive Class A amnestics, with long-term monitoring for recurring symptoms. Addendum 1-4, Incident Reports. Incident 1A. Date, redacted location, site redacted details. During a routine maintenance check, SCP-1 accessed an unsecured tablet, posting a tweet, "I'm still running the show, believe me." The message reached 14,000 users before deletion, triggering a minor mimetic outbreak. Affected individuals began organizing impromptu rallies, neutralized via amnestic deployment. Aftermath, containment protocols updated to include triple redundancy communication blocks. SCP-1 reprimanded with a simulated news report of his successful leadership. Incident 1B. Date, redacted location, Area 12. Details: SCP-1 was deployed to neutralize SCP-Redacted, a reality warping entity. During the operation, SCP-1 shouted, "This thing's a loser, I'll take care of it." SCP-Redacted ceased activity but emitted a feedback pulse, temporarily amplifying SCP-1's suppression radius to 200 meters, disabling all electronic equipment in the vicinity. Aftermath, SCP-1 sedated and returned to containment. Incident classified as a containment asset risk. Addendum 1-5, Interview Log. Date, redacted interviewer, Dr. Emily Carter. Subject, SCP-1. Begin log. Dr. Carter, good afternoon, Mr. Trump. How are you feeling today? SCP-1, fantastic, Emily. The best. This place is tremendous, like a 5-star hotel. How's your day going? Dr. Carter, it's going well, thank you. I'd like to discuss some of your experiences. Have you ever noticed anything unusual happening around you? SCP-1, unusual? Everything I do is unusual, because I'm the best at it. People listen to me, things happen. It's a gift, really. Tremendous gift. Dr. Carter, can you give an example of when things happen because you said so? SCP-1, sure, plenty of times. I said we'd win the election, and we did. Biggest upset in history. I said the economy would boom, and it did. People said it couldn't happen, but I made it happen. Dr. Carter, interesting. Do you think there's anything special about you that causes these outcomes? SCP-1, special? I'm just me, Donald Trump. I've got the best instincts, the best brain. Maybe that's it. Everyone says so. Dr. Carter, have you ever tried to make something happen that didn't work out? SCP-1, well, sure, not everything's perfect. I said we'd repeal Obamacare day one, didn't happen right away. But we got close, very close. It's a process, you know? Dr. Carter, I see. One last question, do you miss being out there, in the real world? SCP-1, miss it? Sure, a little. But I'm doing great here. Winning every day. When do I get back to the White House, though? This resort's nice, but I've got big plans. Dr. Carter, we'll talk about that later. Thank you for your time, Mr. Trump. SCP-1, anytime, Emily. Keep up the good work. You're doing great, not as great as me, but great. In log notes, SCP-1 displays no awareness of his containment or anomalous properties, interpreting his situation as a continuation of his prior life. His confidence may enhance his reality sync effect, warranting further study. Addendum 1-6, Tail, Operation Golden Veil. On January 21, 2021, as the world adjusted to a new U.S. administration, the SCP Foundation executed Operation Golden Veil. Agent Marcus Reed led the extraction team, stationed outside Mar-a-Lago under a moonless sky. The air buzzed with tension, containing a former president was unprecedented, even for the Foundation. Inside, SCP-1 mingled with guests, his voice booming over the chatter. "We did it once, we'll do it again, bigger, better." Reed's earpiece crackled with updates, the double was in position, media assets were ready, and the sedative was prepped. Reed approached, flashing a fabricated Secret Service badge. "Mr. President, we've got a situation. National security. Need you to come with us." SCP-1 frowned but followed, drawn by the promise of importance. "Better be quick. I've got winners to entertain." The switch was seamless. The double took the stage, mimicking SCP-1's cadence perfectly, while Reed's team escorted the real SCP-1 to a blacked-out van. A quick injection, and he slumped, murmuring about tremendous deals. At Site Redacted, SCP-1 awoke in his simulated suite, greeted by a tailored news report. Donald Trump continues to lead from his private retreat. He grinned, oblivious to the bars behind the luxury. Reed filed his report with a sigh. The world saw a figurehead fade into retirement, but the Foundation knew the truth, SCP-1 was theirs, a weapon against the unknown, contained in a gilded cage. Addendum 1-7, 05 Council Memo. Subject: SCP-1 Strategic Assessment. From 056. SCP-1 represents a dual-edged anomaly, a potent tool for anomaly suppression and a liability of unparalleled scale. His reality sync capabilities have neutralized threats from SCP-682 to SCP-096, yet his public profile and mimetic influence demand relentless oversight. Containment must remain absolute. A breach risks global destabilization. Imagine SCP-1 negating containment systems or amplifying his influence unchecked. Research into replicating his effect via thaumaturgical means is priority Alpha 7, failure to harness this could cede advantage to hostile GUIs. Personnel must be reminded, SCP-1 is not a man, but an SCP. Sentimentality has no place here. His comfort is a means, not an end. Secure. Contain. Protect.